And welcome back to another episode of the Kokomo BobKast. My name is Drew Larison from the Kokomo Post and Kokomo Post Sports. With me today, I have Coach Cliff, and I've got Devon Harris. Fellas, the show goes on.
Another week.
Another week. The show goes on. We were able to take down the luck of the Leprechauns. Took the series 2-1. How's it feel? Because,
it's amazing.
We're moving on. It's a big deal.
I'm happy because we're finally starting to hit a groove, and that's what I want to do, is to hit a groove at the right time, and we're doing that right now. So I'm very, 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 very happy.
Devin, how you feeling?
Excited.
Yeah.
As you can see, if you couldn't tell by the game, it's what we live for.
Oh, man.
I loved it.
Yeah, really exciting games against an in-state rival that will be a rival for a long time, I bet.
Yes.
From this team to teams in the future, it's a good rivalry. But hats off to the Leprechauns. They played a tough series. The Leprechauns were without Ronnie Boyce, which was their star for 2 of these games.
Yes, 2 of them.
So he had like a back injury, I think that was what I heard, or something lower back. But he was there on Saturday night for the game 3, but fouled out. He got a lot of fouls coming in, so he wasn't in the game much. I think he only had like 9. Actually, I have that stat. 1 minute. He had 14 points in the time that he was in. So, so we move on. We're going up against the Owensboro Thoroughbreds in the next round of the TBL playoffs. Same structure as last time. So we have a Thursday, Friday, Saturday game. So by Sunday, we'll know who's moving on.
No, Thursday,
Friday, Saturday.
Friday, Sunday.
Oh, it's Sunday now?
Or Thursday, Saturday, Sunday.
Saturday, Sunday.
Thursday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah.
Thursday, Saturday. Well, dang, I'm wrong a lot.
Thursday, Saturday, Sunday.
You're good.
Said Friday. I'm like, wait.
I thought it was the same. So it's different than what the last round was.
Yes,
That's fine. First game Thursday is at Kokomo. We're back in Memorial Gym. We had to make a last minute adjustment because the Memorial Gym was being set up for Kokomo High School graduation.
Yes.
So
congratulations to all the grads.
Oh yeah, class of 20.
Class of
22. That's great.
Deuce.
A lot of 2s there. So we went to Tri-Central High School. What was that like?
You know what? It wasn't a bad atmosphere. Our fans came out and supported and made us feel like we still had a home game, even though it felt a little like we were in a neutral. Like it felt like we was on a road trip and going down to Indiana All-Americans, and we still had the most fans. So it was a little bit different.
No, it was good. It was good. The drum line was there. At least part of the drum line was there. Really great crowd, to be honest. Like, the crowd was great. I was there on Thursday night. It was loud, and it was a really great game. So, I enjoyed it as a fan to watch, and to get that first win was good. So for that series, the series is moving forward. Let's run real quick through those games. So like I said, Thursday night at Tri-Central, we got the W 107-93. Alan Ace Arnett had 18 points. He went 7 for 10, 5 boards, 3 assists. Tillman, 5 threes in this game, and then another 2-pointers. We went 6 for 9, had 2 boards, 1 assist. Plummer had 16 points, went 6 for 9, 3 boards, 1 assist. Johnny Griffin Jr., goodness gracious, save some rebounds for somebody else. Had 13 points, 12 boards. He had the double-double. And Hawk had 10 points, 4 boards, and 2 assists. Hawk with like a lower night than normal. We were still able to get the win.
Slim had 15 rebounds.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Slim rebounds.
Between him and Johnny.
They when they get on the floor, they have a competition who can get the most rebounds.
I can tell.
They literally have a competition.
I love that. Josh Thompson, who played really well during the whole series, and the number 4-point guard, if you guys were watching, had 32 points on Thursday night. Jerome had 17, Joshua had 16, Jamal had 12, and Ryan had 8 points going in. So, great win, 107-93. We got the double-digit win at Tri-Central. And like I said, it kind of had away game vibes, but at the same time, the energy was ours at that game, easily.
And that's what I like about our fans. Our fans make our energy in a away game, on the road. They make that gym feel like it's our gym. And that's what we love about our fans. You guys are tremendous. You guys make us feel like we do not have any home games. Every game, no road games. Everything's a home game. We love it.
Yeah. And so then Friday night, this was 3 games, 3 nights. So it was crazy first round. We went down to Lebanon, and we lost that one 103-109, and couldn't finish the comeback. on this one. You know, we were down quite a bit, and we came back and won, so that was good to see. Hawk had 33 points, went 7 for 16, 2 boards, 3 assists. TJ Henderson, which the last 2 games of the series, he came out of the middle of nowhere and had really strong performances. He has 22 points, 7 for 17, 1 assist. Ace had 11 points, 6 boards, 2 assists. Corey Boyd had 9 points, 7 boards, and 1 assist. And Johnny Griffith Jr., once again, 6 points, 9 boards, so almost had a double-digit rebound game as well. But tell us about this game. This was a tougher game. I don't know if we were tired from the Thursday night game, the crowd or anything like that.
Honestly, I think the guys went into it with the mindset, we got them. We beat them by double digits. We can get them. And we could not get going the same way. We went down as much as 19 and had to fight back. And, we gave them a breath of energy, a breath of life,
hope.
And they felt that they could beat us. And when you feel hope on anything, you give yourself a chance, and that's what they did. They gave themselves a chance to win at the end.
Devon, thoughts on that game, the loss?
Well, let me just, in all fairness, he sat on the side and watched this one.
Okay.
He didn't play that game, and he was a little pissed because he knew he could have contributed, but that game was a different kind of game, and I had some guys who were rolling with. They had a role going on, and I wanted to stick with those guys. And so I told him the next day, you make sure you stay ready. You don't know when your number's going to be called. But he didn't really play. He didn't play that game. But one thing I did love about this guy right here is he cheered for his teammates the whole time. He did not pout. He did not sit on the sideline and sit on his hands. He was cheering them on, telling them what was going on the floor. And basically, what like my point guards do to direct and coach out there on the floor. And he did that. Yeah,
and I'll say too, just as a fan watching, sometimes you're just as animated on the bench as you are on the court.
Oh, no
doubt. You're really into it, whether you're dribbling the ball on the court or you're, like you said, like kind of directing the players and everybody out there on what's next. So, what did you see in this game that maybe led to us coming up short?
I was telling the guys, like you said, even being down, being made that I knew I could help, even though, like you said, it's not my night. And I told them guys, hey, they're like, hey, we need to do this. I said, hey, stay together. We're not together right now. We're not really. It's so obvious when we're having fun and playing, and when we're just
playing.
Lack of better words, just playing. And that game was more so of we just played it because we thought we had it. First, like you say, double digits the first game. The second game, you get out there, you're like, okay. Not realizing you may know it's a playoff game, but you're not playing like it's a playoff game.
Sure.
Or like Coach said, like a closeout game. At that. Not only a playoff game, but it's a closeout game. And it was key essential to our rest, to being an extra day off, to all the things we want. We didn't play like we needed to take care of that to get what we wanted.
Gotcha. Yeah. So then that led to the game 3, which we could not have done it bigger, I guess, than the way the game 3 ended up happening. So we're tied 1-1. They got to win. We got to win. And we got the win in game 3 in overtime, 113-107. And you guys are for the dramatics, apparently, because we were down, I think you said, we were down 19, I feel like, in the fourth.
In the fourth. No,
right?
no.
Or in the third.
In the third.
In the third.
We hit a shot to give us down. We were down
17 in the fourth quarter, came back to tie it up, and then we took it in overtime. So,
and that game was predicated toward us winning because we knew we had the numbers. All their guys had played 40-something minutes every night, between 35 and 40 minutes every night, where our guys was averaging about 23 to 24 minutes a game. So I spread the minutes.
Our bench blew theirs away, by the way. There was some crazy stats on the difference of our bench compared to their bench throughout the entire series, not just in this game.
Well, like I said, but we spread the minutes amongst all the guys. So we have fresher legs, especially down the stretch. And I kept telling guys, just stay in there, keep grinding, keep grinding. The more we grind, the harder it's going to be for them to knock down shots at the end. And then they start playing not to lose. That helped out a lot. I mean, the last two, the game before that, they were playing not to lose, and they ended up winning it. The third, game 3, all they seen was We were up by 18 the last game, and they came back to get us. To come close.
Yeah, they did. You're right.
Close.
We were up by more than 18. I think we were up by 20 at one point in the first game.
The first game.
The first game. Yeah.
The second game we were down by 18 as well. Mm-hmm. The biggest margin was 18.
Actually, a lot of these, all three of these games were similar, where one team was up by a larger amount and the other one came back. They were all dramatic. Because we were up big in the first one. I think we were up by over 20 points, and then that fourth quarter, they came back and tried to make it a game too. So, I mean, all three of these games were very dramatic and fun to watch. So leading the scores from the game 3, TJ Henderson had himself a game with 27 points, 11 for 17, 1 board, 3 assists. This guy, after sitting out game 2, had 19 points, 5 of 12 with 6 boards and 2 assists. Hawk had 10 points, 2 of 12. Not a great shooting night, but he still had 10 points, 8 boards. He had some really important free throws in that game. 8 boards, 2 assists, and then Ace had 8 points. Corey Boyd had 8 points. Josh Thompson, once again for the Leprechauns, great game with 34 points. And actually Trey Mitchell, who hasn't made a giant impact since he got on the Leprechauns, had a great game, had 20 points, 7, 11, 9 boards, and 1 assist. So Trey had a great game for his last game of the season with the Leprechauns. But we did get the victory in game 3, 113 to 107 in an overtime win, which if you weren't there, you missed out. But also if you weren't even watching online, I was watching on my phone, like going crazy on my couch with everything that was going on. Could not believe it. And Bree was saying the same thing. She was going nuts too.
But it was one of those games that is a perfect playoff atmosphere.
Oh yeah.
Perfect.
Game
for the
3.
Fans. Game 3 is it's like the ultimate game. You go all the way and then you go to overtime and it's decided in overtime. I mean, it was a fantastic game for a fan.
100%. No, and that's how, I mean, whether it's a game 7 game, the last game of the series, you love to see things like that, where it's just the dramatics are high. So we move on now to play the Owensboro Thoroughbreds, which were the first place in our division during the season. Same type of setup. We've got the first game at home, and then the next 2 will be at their spot. So Thursday night at 7:05, like I said, we're back at Memorial Gym. Come support the Bobcats. Let's make this game crazy on Thursday night. I almost can say and almost guarantee there's not anything better to do on a Thursday night in Kokomo. So come see the Bobcats play at Memorial Gym at 7:05. And then on, you said Saturday night, right, is the next game. So Saturday night is at Owensboro, which they have a beautiful gym down there. And then Sunday afternoon, I'm guessing, is the Sunday afternoon. So hopefully we can take both of these first 2, because that's, you said something about rest, and that would be nice to take a rest before the next round. Owensboro's been chilling. They haven't had to play a game in quite a while now. So I wanted to ask, that was going to be my question. Do you see that being advantage to them? Because I'm not saying they're probably practicing, of course, and like they haven't stopped working, but to be in a game atmosphere and that long of a break, do you see that being an advantage of the Bobcats that have also been working our tails off because we have been playing games? How do you see that playing out?
Well, it all depends on how they were practicing and what they were doing with the time off. Like, when we had our All-Star break, we had a practice where we had competition games. We were competing for something. If you're not competing, it can be a detriment to you. The rest could be where guys get out of sync and guys minds get lax and they start thinking about other things. So I'm hoping they were thinking about other things and let us come in and do what we do best, which is take the steak out of their mouth.
Yeah, what about you? How do you see that playing out? The advantage, disadvantage of having that long of a rest. And honestly, having that long of a rest, and then you're thrown into Memorial Gym for a playoff game. I mean, that's quite an adjustment.
I've been on both sides before, and it can hurt. It depends on the maturity of the team. Like I said, we just didn't handle our business, but I don't think it won't happen 2 weekends in a row. Whether we split it or go 2-1 or go 2-0. It's going to be fought hard. It's not going to be like we did this second game and came in and kind of lax days ago. But like I said, I've been on both sides. It can hurt, it can help. But also sometimes when you take a long break from being in a live action, it'll take your wheels a little longer to get rolling. And by that time, like for us, we're a group. All we need is a couple baskets and just something to see the spark.
A little spark,
And Lord, don't let it be in the first 2 possessions or just we feeling ourselves or just something. I mean, it's on and running from there. You've seen, and in Memorial,
all the energy in the world. Shout out to Monica Workman. She commented and said, Game 3 was crazy, insane exclamation point, which we are live. So if you have any questions or comments for these guys, just leave them in the chat below and we'll get to them. But yeah, so 7:05 on Thursday. We're a few days away till we do the Owensboro Thoroughbreds. So let's talk about that matchup real quick. We split the season with them. They won 2, we won 2. So really it is anybody's series as of right now. I know you've said the Bobcats, you really think we're clicking at the right time, which by the way, this was no disrespect to the Bobcats. I called it last week. I said, I don't see the Leprechauns or Bobcats winning 2 in a row.
Yeah, you did say that.
And I said, I feel like we're going to win it 2-1. I was right. What are your thoughts on this series? Because, like I said, they won 2 during the season. We won 2 during the season. Really great wins. How do you see this playing out?
It's going to come to the details. Our last 3 games against Owensboro was the exact same score.
It's crazy.
101, 111, 111.
Something like that.
103. No, 93 to 111, and 93 to 112, and 93 112. So it was
evenly matched teams.
The 2 games we won, we had 111. Was it 111?
Something like that. We were in the 100s and they were in the
100s.
So, we only won by 11 each time.
But the losing team had scored 93 both times. I mean, all 3 times the losing team had 93 points.
Jeez.
So it's going to be
So whoever scores over 100 is going to win.
Yeah, and our goal is always to keep teams under 100.
Yeah.
That is our benchmark of how good we're playing defense.
That's so funny. Have I told you my son who likes going to the Bobcats games till about like the 3rd quarter and gets bored and all he wants is, Sour Patch Kids. But like he thinks, I don't know who told him this, but for some reason he thinks the first team to 100 wins. So like we could be in like a really tight game, but if we're the first one to the 100, like he starts going crazy. Yeah, we won. Which I mean, in a way that could be true-ish with this series because the team who's always got over 100 is going to win the game. So,
like I said, in this art, we match up very well with each other, and we know each other. The players are familiar with each other. The coaches are familiar with how we coach. So it's going to, like I said, it's going to come down to who pay attention to the details, and the details are the rotations on defense, running our offense cleanly, and keep movement going. And don't get stagnant. That's what's going to come down to.
And this series has had like some personnel drama with it during the season with one of our former Bobcats being on their team. He's no longer on that team. But I mean, just that intensity throughout those moments too is just going to lead to, I think, a really great series. Devon, how do you see this playing out?
I think we can give him 2-0 this time. I think we learned our lesson. Not trying to be cocky or not trying to say, I just think we learned our lesson. Yeah. After talking to guys and being in group measures, like, it's the difference between saying you're hungry and actually being hungry. You know what I mean? And I think last weekend really fixed a lot of attitudes because it made it real. Yeah. When
you lose that second game, you're like, we're one game. This could be over. This really could be in it.
Now it goes from we should have been 2-0 to next week we could be going home.
Yeah. And you're playing the number 1 team and you're not playing, like they're not scrubs, you're playing like a really talented team that did extremely well during the season. I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. I know that TBL was giving the Bobcats some love over the weekend, just kind of telling, and I told you this around, I don't know, maybe week 6 or something like that. I saw like the story that this team was writing, and like the TBL showed some love as well. They're like, this is a team that started off 1-7 and fought their way back. They made some changes. They made some adjustments and, they barely squeaked through our way into those playoffs with a crazy last weekend of the season. And now we're moving on and we're playing the number 1 team in our division for hopefully like a Midwest championship and then an Eastern championship and then going to the Lily and trying to win that whole thing. And we were talking a little bit about the show. The playoffs and the TBL playoffs are exciting because, when we get past this Midwest, we really don't know anything about these other teams. We never played them. We haven't probably played a lot of teams that have played them either. So, I mean, it's kind of like this unknown of who actually is best prepared to win it all. because you really don't know. And, you know, like NBA or NCAA, you play enough intermingle, you know, play so-and-so, play out of conference every now and then, where you maybe can give a good idea or estimate of who's maybe going to win it all. TBL is not like that. It kind of is going into a blind challenge.
Well, it is a blind challenge, and that's what I love about it now. It comes to the coaches preparing their teams. And I think our coaching staff really prepares our guys for any situation that goes about. Our pregame scouting report is pretty much dead on every time we play. And one thing that, you know, I guess I pride our coaching staff on is being prepared, because we're prepared, the players are prepared. The players are prepared. Now it's up to them to just go out on the floor and
perform. Yeah.
So it's going to be, and like I said,
no pressure.
We do everything. We do everything in advance. I mean, we watch film, we study the other opponents, and I make sure my guys understand playoff basketball is different from regular season. 100%. It's totally different.
Yeah. And was this your first experience with like a playoff? No. But so you know what he's talking about. And I love last year. You told me that last year too. Like a lot of people don't realize when you're going against that same guy 3 nights in a row and you think you've got his number, he thinks he's got your number, that intensity, which is why the NBA playoffs, I could watch nothing during the season of the NBA, but the NBA playoffs, there's something to it. You know, playing that same team potentially 7 times in a row, there's something to that excitement that just doesn't exist in a lot of other sports. Baseball is similar, you know, but even baseball, it's a different pitcher every night.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's not 100% the same. Shout out to Jessica and Cassie in the comments. Jessica is actually who won the tickets last week. She came up to me and said hi on Thursday
did you enjoy the game Thursday, Jess? I hope you did.
Oh, how could she not? It was a great win.
It was a great win.
So like I said, we're back home on Thursday night at 7:05 at Memorial Gym. They've moved all the graduation chairs out of the way, hopefully. And, you know, we're going to play the Owensboro Thoroughbreds for this next series in the TBL playoff. So let's look at this real quick before we close out. So we're playing Owensboro, and then the next people in our division are the Jamestown Jackals or the Toledo Glass City. Now, we have played Toledo.
Yes.
So we have some familiarity with that team. We haven't played Jamestown, correct?
No, we have not.
They weren't on our schedule. So when we get out of this Midwestern Conference, that really is where it's just kind of like a blind challenge. We'll just have to see what it is. We've got, we're officially in the Sweet 16. Is basically what it is. You know, so some teams like Owensboro and Jamestown Jackals had a bye going into the playoffs. So we're officially in the Sweet 16. I've been seeing a lot of the players say just 8 more wins.
8 more wins.
We got 8 more wins. That's it. Just 8 more wins.
So, and now that's our target is 10 wins. We have to get to 10 first before anybody else. And we know what our goal is, and we just have to make sure we stay focused and stay on point. That's all.
Yeah, so make sure to come out this Thursday night at 7:05 at Memorial Gym. Tickets are at the door. You can find them there. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. Let me see. Oh, Cassie is Big Drip's mama, she says. In the comments, love to see that. And Jessica said she had a great time on Thursday night. So thanks for watching this live as we get ready for another round of playoffs for the TBL, chasing after that Lily. So make sure to come out and support the Bobcats this Thursday night at Memorial Gym at 7:05. Get there a little early, shop some merch, maybe get some concessions. It should be a good time.
Go grab a jersey.
Yeah, go grab a jersey if you want.
12.
Exactly. Well, thank you for watching another episode of the Kokomo BobKast. I'm going to say it. We'll see you next week. Because, after this weekend, we're going to keep playing. So thanks for being supporters of the Kokomo BobKats. We'll see you on Thursday night at Memorial Gym. Have a great week.